Welcome friends in a lecture series of operational research. Today we are going to learn about types of solution you may occur while solving a graphical method. There are possible three types of solution: alternative or multiple optimal solution, in which you may get a multiple value of x1 and x2 or say decision variable, or a multiple set of decision variable that will give you a value or equal value of optimal solution of objective function. And then we will see unbounded solution. This is a solution in which you may get a solution or optimal solution which have infinite value or infinite, either it may be increasing value in the case of maximization case, or infinitely minimum value in the case of minimization case. And lastly we will see infeasible solution. This is a solution in which there is a no point or there is no set of value that will satisfy all the constraints simultaneously. So this is called as a infeasible solution. So let's start with the alternative multiple optimal solution. We will see all the solution with the help of an example. So today this is an alternative multiple optimal solution. Let's see with the help of example. This is an objective function maximize z equal to 4x1 plus 4x2 subjected to constraint. There are three constraints given here: x1 plus 2x2 less than or equal to 10, 6x1 plus 6x2 less than or equal to 36, then x1 is less than or equal to 6, and last non-negativity constraint x1 x2 greater than or equal to 0. So to get the optimal solution or for the graphical method, then we have to consider first a graph. And to draw a graph, first consider all these constraints as an equation and get at least 2 points on that equation or on that line. So first we will convert all these constraints, say x1 plus 2x2 equal to 10, then 6x1 plus 6x2 equal to 36, then x1 equal to 6. Now we will find at least 2 points on this particular linear equation. Say x1 plus 2x2 equal to 10, then very first point we get, if we consider x1 equal to 0, then we get x2 equal to 5, and if we consider x2 equal to 0, then we get x1 equal to 10. So x1 equal to 10 and x2 equal to 0. The same way for this, for the second equation, 6x1 plus 6x2 equal to 36. For that, if we consider x1 equal to 0, we get x2 equal to 6, and the same way here we get 6 for x1 when we consider x2 equal to 0. And here I don't need to write because it is just an equation. It have only value with relate to x1 and x2 equal to 0 already. Sorry, not 0, but x2 equal to, you can consider any value for this equation. So let's try to plot all equation in the graphical solution. But before that, we have to define scale. How much scale we have to consider for x1 and x2. So for let's consider this is an x1 and this is an x2. From this you can observe the value, maximum value of a particular variable. Say here x1, for the x1 here it is 0 and 10 and 6. So maximum value for x1 is 10. So consider the scale accordingly. So here 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. And for x2 maximum value is 5, 6, 0, 0. So maximum value is 6. So consider 2, 4, 6, 8 like this. Now draw a line which passing from 0, 5 and 10, 0. So 0, 5, value of x1 is 0 and the value of x2 is 5. So the point lie, it may be here in between 4 and 6, and 10, 0, it is somewhere here. So you can draw a line passing from these 2 points. Now what about the region, or the region which might be eligible to give us the solution? So here we get consider the value which is given in the subjective subjected to constraint. So for this constraint number 1, here it is given as a less than or equal to sign. So for the less than or equal to sign, the area which is towards the origin from the line drawn here is applicable for us. Now, for the second equation or the second constraint, 0, 6 and 6, 0. So, these 2 points lie here somewhere, and draw a line passing from these two. So, the line may be like this. It is not exactly straight, but you can draw it by a scale to get exact value. Then again, for the region which is less than or equal to, so consider a region which is nearer to the or towards the origin. This is our origin, 0, 0. And for x1 equal to 6, it is just a straight line. So, this line may be like this, and it is less than or equal to sign here. So, the value of our variable will lie in this area. Now, non-negativity constraint is also we have to consider here, which is equal to x1 is greater than or equal to 0 and x2 is greater than or equal to 0. So, for x2 is greater than or equal to 0, the constraint is here, x2 is greater than or equal to 0. So, this region, and for x1 is greater than or equal to 0, this region, and it is itself an axis. This is for x2 is greater than or equal to 0. So, the region or feasible region which satisfy all the constraint is here. This is the feasible region for this problem. Now, consider extreme point. Extreme point, say this point, and this point. We will give it name. Here it is an point A, here this is the point B, and here this is the point C. And another extreme point is origin itself, say D. So, now calculate the value of objective function at all these points. But before going on the calcu, first consider, or in some cases calculate the coordinate of all this extreme point. Say for the A, value of x2 is 0 and value of x2 is 6. For the C, it is directly we can write from the graph, say x1 equal to 6 and x2 equal to 0 here. But for the B, if you have drawn correctly or as per scale, you can define or you can observe the value directly from the graph. But here it is just an approximation, or another way to get the coordinate. It consider the point B and consider the two constraints which must be passed from the B, or B, it is the intersection of these two constraints, say equation constraint number 1 and constraint number 2, because this is the constraint number 1 and this is the constraint number 2. Now, get the solution of both this, say x1 plus 2x2 equal to 10 and 6x1 plus 6x2 equal to 36. Now, multiply the constraint number 1 with the 3 and subtract it from the constraint number 2 or the equation number 2. Then we get 3x1 plus 6x2 equal to 30. Subtract it, so all value is negative, and we get 3x1 plus this will be neglected equal to 6, and thus we get the value of x1 equal to 2, and by putting the value of x1 equal to 2 in either of this equation, we get the value of x2 equal to 4. So, this is the coordinate of point B. So, B equal to 2 and 4. Now, calculate the value of z at each and every point. So, say z value of z at 1. So, put the value of x1 and x2 in this equation, 4x1 plus 4x2, it will give us the value 6 equal to 24. Here A is not 0.5, but A is 0.6, but it is 0.5. So, we get the value, if you put the 5 here, we get the value 20. Then ZB equal to 2 and 4. When you put the value 2 here, 8 plus 16. So, it is at 24. And for the ZC at point C, we get the value 24. And for ZD equal to 0. So, in this case, we get maximum value, say because it is a maximization case, we will consider the maximum value, and we get the two maximum value at two different points, say point B and C, with the different coordinate at B and C. So, our problem has a multiple solution or multiple optimal solution. Say first solution is x1 equal to 2 x2 equal to 4 and z max equal to 24, and another solution which is also an optimal solution which is x1 equal to 6, x2 equal to 0 and z maxima is equal to 24. So this type of solution may face in which there are multiple optimal solution you get for a different value of different value of this decision variable. After this we will move on second type of solution, which is an unbounded solution. So let's consider with the help of an example. Example is given here. Maximize z equal to 3x1 plus 2x2 subjected to constraint x1 minus x2 less than or equal to 1, x1 plus x2 greater than or equal to 3 and x1 x2 greater than or equal to 0. So as per our usual method, first we will convert all subjected to constraint into equation and then we will go for solution. So for the constraint number 1, x1 minus x2 equal to 1, condition number 2, x1 plus x2 equal to 3. So for these two constraints, let's take a coordinate which must lie on this line. Say very first is here, if we put x1 equal to 0, then we get the value of x2 as a minus 1. And if we put x2 equal to 0, then we get x2 as a 1. So 1 and 0 for the second constraint. This is x1. If we put x1 equal to 0, x2 equal to 3, and for the second constraint, if we put x2 equal to 0, we get the value of x1 equal to 1. So we get these two equation, and last non-negativity equation, so no need to consider it at this moment. Now try to plot the graph, but before going on to plotting, let's consider the amount or the maximum value of x1 and x2. So let's say this is an x1 coordinate, this is an x2 coordinate, or coordinate for this decision variable. So for this decision variable, x1 for the maximum value of x1 is 3. So we will consider maximum of up to 3. So here it is 1, 2 and 3, 4, etc. And for x2 it is minus 1, 3, 0 and 0. So here the negative value is also present for the x2. So we have to consider negative value also. So here it is an 0, 0 origin. For the x1 it is 1 here, it is 2, here 3, and negative value is minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3 here. Now let's try to plot the graph for the constraint number 1, which is x1 minus x2 equal to less than or equal to 1. So it is 0, minus 1, so value of x1 is 0 here, x2 is minus 1, so this is this point, and another point is 1, 0. So line passing from both these. And in this case, for the upward area or downward area, consider the sign which is less than or equal to sign. So less than or equal, for the less than or equal to sign, we will select the area which is away from the origin. Less than or equal to sign, so it is towards the origin, not away from the origin. Away from the origin lies for greater than or equal to sign. So these all are the area on which our optimal solution may lie at this moment. So this is the constraint number 1. Now constraint number 2, x1 plus x2 equal to 3, it is 0, 3. So 0, 3 is here and 3, 0 is here. So now draw a line passing from both these, and to consider the area which side, up or downward side, for that consider the equation which is greater than or equal to. So for the greater than or equal to sign, the area will be away from the origin. And lastly, non-negativity constraint, x2 is greater than x1 is greater than or equal to 0, which lie here, and x2 is greater than or equal to 0, which must lie here. So from this equation we get the area or optimum area like this. This is area according to this constraint number 2. And according to the constraint number 1, the solution will lie in this area. And according to the x2, this area does not contain any solution, and according to the x1, this 2 area does not contain any solution. So here we get the optimal solution of this. This is our feasible region. This is our feasible region in which our optimal solution may lie. But here, this solution, this region, feasible region, is an unbounded feasible region. This is a feasible region which is unbounded feasible region. And if you try to find the value of extreme point, say at this point, and any other point here, then you will get the value of x1 and x2, or set of value of x1 and x2. For that, you will get the value of z. But here it is a maximization case. So for the maximization case, you will get the value, unlimited value or infinite value of x1 and x1. For that, you can maximize z star, or the value of z is infinitely increasing. So this type of solution is called as an unbounded solution. But here one thing is noted, that is the difference between unbounded solution and unbounded feasible region. Unbounded feasible region. There is a difference between these two terms, because unbounded feasible region may contain sometime optimal solution. Because unbounded feasible region may contain optimal solution, but unbounded solution does not contain any type of optimal solution. Because the value of solution, it may either increase or it may decrease according to the case. But here, unbounded feasible region may have optimal solution. Let's think this matter with the help of this equation only. So if we convert the objective function here from maximization to minimization, if this problem is given as minimization z equal to 3x1 plus 2x2, then this problem have an optimal solution. Because in this case, try to consider the extreme point. Extreme point here is 0, 3. Here extreme point is you can calculate by just these two solution of these two equal to 1, and x1 plus x2 equal to 3. You will get the point of this as a, if we try to summation, 2x1 equal to 4. So x1 equal to 2. So the value of x1 equal to 2, and the value of x2 equal to 1. So 2 and 1. So let's give the numbering. So A, this is the B, and value of B is 2 and 1. So in this case, if you calculate the value of z at 1 and 2, so for the value of z, it is equal to 3 into 0, 2 into 3, 6, and value of z at B equal to 2 and 1. So 3 times 2, 6, plus 2 times 1, so it is equal to 8. So in this case, when you try to solve the problem with the objective function in the minimization case, you will get the value or minimum value of z a equal to 6. So in this case, you get the optimal solution in the form of x1 equal to 0 and x2 equal to 3, and the value of z minimum equal to 6. So it may be possible that if you get the unbounded solution, still the optimal solution is present. But our unbounded solution is the solution whose value is either infinitely increases or infinitely decreases. So this is the second type of solution. Here one thing is noted that you have to keep in mind, which is difference between unbounded solution and unbounded feasible region. Now we will move on the third type of solution, which is infeasible solution. And again, in this case also, we will try to understand the feasible region with the help of an example. Here the example is given: maximize z equal to x1 plus x2 by 2, subjected to constraint. Constraint number 1, 3x1 plus 2x2 less than or equal to 12. Second constraint, 5x1 equal to 10. Third constraint, x1 plus x2 is greater than or equal to 8. And fourth constraint, minus x1 plus x2 is greater than or equal to 4. And last, non-negativity condition. So for this problem, again as per our usual method, first consider all this constraint as an equation. So it will be a 3x1 plus 2x2 equal to 12, and phi x1 equal to 10, x1 plus x2 equal to 8, minus x1 plus x2 equal to 4. So now calculate the coordinate of the point which lie on this particular equation. So for this, if we put the value x1 equal to 0, we get the value of x2 equal to 6. And for this second point, if we put the value of x2 equal to 0, we get the value 4. Sorry, this is 4 for the x1. And for this equation, x2 equal to 2, x1 equal to 2, this is the only one value. You can take a value of x2 as any value. Then x2 equal to, if you consider x1 equal to 0, then x2 equal to 8, and here 8 and 0. It is just a straightforward equation. For the second constraint, last constraint here, if we consider x1 equal to 0, then we get the value of x2 equal to 4. If we consider the value of x1 as a 1, then we get the value of x2 as a 5. We have taken instead of x2 equal to 0 because just to avoid the negative value, and it will may increase the graph, or we have to consider the negative value here. So we will not consider. Now let's take a scale. For the scale, this is the x1 coordinate and this is the x2 coordinate. For the x1 value is 0, 0, 0 and 4, 8, 1. So maximum value is 8. So we will consider the scale as per this requirement. Say it is 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. For the x2, the maximum value is again 8. So here 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Then let's try to plot the graph for the equation number 1 or the constraint number 1, 0, 6. So x1 is 0 and x2 is 6. The point is lie here, and 4, 0, maximum value is 4, 0. So you will get the value, you will get the line passing from both this point in this manner, and the area chosen for the constraint which is according to this less than or equal to sign. So less than or equal to sign, so area towards the origin. So this is the constraint number 1. Constraint number 2 is phi x1 plus phi x1 equal to 10. So x1 equal to, here it is 2. So for this value we get the line in this manner. This is the constraint number 2. As here it is given an equal to sign, so we will consider this as a line only. Then x1 plus x2 equal to 8. Say this is the second constraint, this is the third constraint. x1 plus x2 equal to 0, 8 and 8, 0. So this both point will lie here like this, and draw a line passing from both this equation. And for the area choose greater than or equal to, so it will be away from the origin. This is the third constraint. And the last constraint 0, 4. So 0, 4 may lie here, and 1, 5. So line of 1 is not available here. So let's consider another point, which is put the value of x1 equal to 2. You will get the value of x2 equal to 6. So from this line, the value of x2 equal to 2, and here it is 6. So it may be lie somewhere here. So draw a line passing from these 2 points, and for the consideration of area greater than or equal to sign, so away from the origin. So in this case, and lastly a non-negativity condition. So this is the x1 is greater than or equal to 0. X2 is greater than or equal to 0, and this is x1 is greater than or equal to 0. So in this case, we get multiple feasible region. Sometimes it may solve or may not solve all the constraints simultaneously. So we get one feasible region here which satisfies the constraint number 1 as well as constraint number, this is the constraint number 4. So which satisfies only constraint number 1 and constraint number 4. We get another solution, another feasible region which lie here, which satisfy the constraint number 1 and constraint number 2. And we get another solution, another feasible region which satisfy the constraint number 3 and constraint number 4 in this manner here. So we do not get an identical feasible region in this case, and we are facing multiple feasible region. Say the meaning is said there is a no feasible region which satisfy all the constraints simultaneously. There are feasible region, but it may satisfy either partial constraint, say sometimes 2 or sometimes 3, but there is a no feasible region which satisfy all the constraint simultaneously. So in this case, we can say this solution is an infeasible solution. So there is no practical solution available for this type of problem. And this is called as an last type of solution, infeasible solution. And last solution in may sometimes face, we mentioned to forget here, which is nothing but the redundancy or redundant solution. Redundant solution is the solution in which you may have to face redundant constraint. This is actually not an you cannot say you cannot fall in the fourth type of solution, because it is a type of constraint in which one or more constraint is like this. At least one or more constraint is like this. It does not have any contribution in the feasible region or in the optimal solution. Then this type of solution has redundant constraint, and you have to neglect this type of constraint, neglect the constraint which is a redundant constraint. So this type of problem you may face while solving the graphical method. So that is all for today. What we have done, we have seen 3 type of alternate solution and 1 redundant constraint. Alternate or multiple optimal solution, in which you get the optimal solution, but the value of optimal solution is more than 1 times, or at different more than 1 set of solution will give you the optimal solution. And another type of solution, unbounded solution. In this type of solution you get the either maximum or minimum infinitely value of the objective function. In this case, we have also studied about the unbounded feasible region. There is a vast difference between unbounded feasible region and unbounded solution, because unbounded feasible region may have optimal solution, but unbounded solution does not have any optimal solution. And lastly, we have seen a feasible solution, infeasible solution. Infeasible solution, in this case, you may get more than 1 feasible region which simultaneously satisfy 1 or 2 constraint, but does not satisfy all the constraint simultaneously. And lastly, we have seen redundant constraint, which is not a type of solution, but this type of condition you may face during the solution, in which either 1 or more constraint does not affect the optimal solution. In this case, you can neglect a redundant constraint. Okay, thank you friends.